Well, like Ronnie Barker, we're open all hours, and there's a lot of things to be done here until that match starts, including, of course, shot of the championship. The time coming up now when somebody around the country, and in fact it could be around Europe, because we've had cards coming in from Europe as well by airmail, obviously picking up freak signals. The time when one card will be selected out of the winning entries to know who comes here for all sessions of the final on Sunday and Monday. 2 tickets, all expenses paid, hotel, VIP, guest. It really has been a tremendous competition. And when I say tremendous, I tell you that we've had nearly 200,000 entries. And it's the post office who, of course, have had the job of ferrying those into us every morning. I don't know what they think about us, but it certainly gives them quite a bit of work to do. And all the work, of course, starts from the postbox itself, where you put your card in. So, one particular postman has to open up the box, and that's where it all starts. The first card, in fact, didn't use the postbox at all. It was delivered here by hand in about 10 minutes. And in fact, we had half an hour coming into the theatre here. And then the post vans and the post deliveries started once again. Last year, 250,000 they ferried through to us, and not far short this year with 1 day less. And so, thanks for your entries. Without any doubt at all, it's been yet another marvellous competition. And thanks also to the head postmaster of Sheffield, Mr. Ken Barker, who talks now with Ron Glover.
This is a very impressive setup you've got here, Mr. Barker. How many people do you employ in this centre?
Well, altogether in Sheffield, about 2,700 people.
And what sort of volume of mail are you handling here daily?
Well, average day is about 500,000. 500,000 Monday to Friday, and a small amount over the weekend.
Perhaps you could just tell me what happens to a letter or a postcard from the moment that it's dropped into the box. Could you take me through it?
Yes, indeed. This is a mechanised letter office, of course, and we have sorting machinery here. So the first stage in the process is for the coding operator to actually type the code onto the letter. You don't actually get the coded typescript, of course. It appears as 2 lines of blue dots with an inward and outward code. And that is language which a machine can read, and it goes next to the sorting machines, which sort it to the distant town. The value of our postal code system, of course, is that it is a dual system, and it has an inward code and an outward code, so that when it arrives at the office of posting, you can actually sort it again, direct to the postman's walk, or to the direct place, if it's a place like the Crucible Theatre with its own postal code.
How many letters and cards have you been receiving? Say, how many did you receive last year for our shot of the championship?
Well, the volume was terrific. It took us by surprise. Almost 250,000 last year, 240,000 entries for that competition. And already this year, 150,000, and you've got a much shorter time span for the competition this year.
What sort of problems does that pose for you as the head postmaster?
Well, it's not so difficult for us at the moment because you're advertising properly with the postcode on. The items arriving here are all being machine sorted, so it's not costing us a lot of time here. Although, of course, there is a lot of work at other centres where the postings are being made. It's a little extra time in the delivery itself to the Crucible Theatre, but not very much.
Against a daily turnover of approximately 500,000 letters and cards, an extra 250,000 over a few days must, though, increase the volume of effort. Do you need extra manpower?
No, we can cope with that with our additional staff. We're not going to attempt to deliver it all to the Crucible by 7 o'clock in the morning, of course.
What's the effect of all this on your staff? Do they feel as though there's something special happening when this is all going on? Does it give any air of excitement to their work? I
think so, yeah. Well, I think Sheffield probably feels snooker fever as much as anybody else, with the Crucible right on the doorstep, and there's a tremendous interest in it here. And of course, I think it's interesting for them to actually have to deliver this competition. And of course, it's very good business for us.
And do you think any of them take part?
Oh, I'm sure they do, yeah. And judging by the interest, we've got our own snooker fanatics here and our own teams as well, of course.
So the BBC's presence at the Crucible over this fortnight is actually providing business for you, so presumably you welcome us.
Yes, please come again. And don't take it away to Manchester.
Well, it's certainly here in Sheffield, and that's the scene that's been going on in the evenings. The Scouts and Rover Scouts, I think it's the 225th Sheffield, have been in here on the floor just a few yards away from me sorting through something like 200,000 postcards, looking to find the ones who've got the correct result. And our thanks to them. And our thanks also to Dennis Taylor, who's very kindly agreed to come in here and select the winning card, which means that we're completely unbiased because, Dennis, I don't think there was one of your shots in the list of 10, was there?
Thanks very much indeed.
Anyway, of course, you can't select it. The winning ones are in there, but everybody now sitting home wants to know what the result was. So, for all of you who sent in the postcards and put the 3 shots out of the 10 that we selected on your card, this is your moment. And in true fashion, we shall start in reverse order. Shot 3 was Shot J, played by Terry Griffiths, the 2 o'clock in the morning pot. You should have Shot J as your number 3 selection. For your number 2 selection, Mark Wildman, the player. The shot was Shot H, the lovely snooker escape. Shot H, number 2 on your card, Mark Wildman. And the top shot, the top man, the maximum man, Cliff Thorburn. Shot D, the pressure yellow, the 147, that's the one the experts selected. So Shot D, Cliff Thorburn, the winning shot, but you had to select 3, and so your order should have been first shot D, Cliff Thorburn, second shot H, Mark Wildman, and third shot J, Terry Griffiths. All around the country, people are sighing, I didn't get it right. And as I say, 200,000 of you did. Let me just tell you, in fact, that we had indeed entries from overseas. As I said, there's one here, this comes from Belgium. There it is, arrived by airmail from Belgium. That comes from Jean Dirks. There's another one here, I'm afraid somebody spent £1.66 on the new Royal Mail special delivery all the way from Aberdeen. But the reason I'm showing it to you is because you're not in the pot. I'm afraid you didn't get it wrong. Various other people selected 4 shots and did permutations. One man sent in 12 cards. There isn't any rule about this. We might have to change that. Sent in 12 cards, but all with the same selection on. I'm not too sure about that. But in there are 70 postcards, 70 out of almost 200,000 who got it right. DHJ. There, the World Championship Trophy, with all the famous names on, the men who've made this game so famous, and the game that's made them famous. So, in the World Championship Trophy itself, take off the lid, don't drop it, it's worth a fortune, and 70 cards in there, and Dennis Taylor now, live here in the Crucible, to pick the winning card. 2 tickets for all sessions of the final, all expenses paid, hotel in Sheffield, VIP. Meet everybody, meet Dennis Taylor. Dennis,
Very nerve-wracking, David.
It is. Did he not need glasses for this, surely?
Funny you should say that, David. I happen to have them with me.
The famous Dennis Taylor glasses.
I might make it this time.
Here it comes. Right, you've got a card. Shot of the championship. Where's the postmark? Can't read that. Dennis, let's read them out. Just check it. DHJ, you're absolutely right. And it comes from
Christopher White, 13 Hermitage Road. Where is that,
Wicken?
David?
Wicken?
Wicken, is it? Coventry?
Coventry. Right, just repeat it. Christopher White, 13 Hermitage Road, Wyken, thank you. Somebody lives in Coventry, just told me how to pronounce that. Wyken in Coventry, CV2SGF. We've got your telephone number, and probably if you're watching now, nobody need ring you because you have won it. 2 tickets for all sessions of the final, played on Sunday and Monday. We'll be in touch with you now. How do you spell Wyken? W-Y-K-E-N. Everybody's talking now because they're trying to get on the phone to ring him up, you see. Christopher White, and if you come in, I'll give you his phone number. So there's a little lady outside doing all this, rushing about like mad. It's all very exciting. Christopher White, 13 Hermitage Road, Wyken, Coventry. You've won. Well done indeed. And sorry about all the rest. As I say, there's another 69 in there who got it right. There they all are, just to show you. They're all there. 69 who got it right. Bad luck about it.